fucking be a rapper now?
Well, yeah, that time I went to Trouble Oak Studio, sitting in there, and we were just talking. He's like, "Why don't you ever record a song? If you ever want to, man, I'll make you a beat or something. I'll make you a custom beat, and just let me know, and I'll help you out." All right, cool. And so one day it just clicks. I'm at the gym working out, listening to Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang Clan, and then what's the other guy's name? Ace Hood. One of his songs came on. I was just listening to different type of beats, different styles, different eras, and started like just thinking of things like lyrics in my head. Just kind of little story stuff that was on my mind. And I'm sitting there going, and I'm like, all right, that's at that exact moment, I messaged my buddy, hey, what's up? And so what would you think about making me a beat and doing a verse on the song if I were to put one together? He's like, hey, I'm with it, man. I already told you. He's like, you should try it and see if you like it. So I did it. First experience was horrible. I hated it. 73 songs later, here we are.
I mean, okay, so tell us about the horrible first experience.
Well, to me, I've always listened to music, but I've never thought about it as far as composing music and putting it together myself. And so, like to me, the bars I don't feel were horrible, but the delivery thing was something different. Like trying to like I overrode everything to get it to actually sound smooth and flow on the beat. I could get on beat, but there'd always be parts where I just mess up. And even back then, I was like, I don't want to punch anything in. I mean, it was like stubborn, just saying they couldn't wait.
Classic beginner rapper moves.
Yeah, stubborn. I was like, I want to put the whole 16 in there without punching anything in. And I was like, at that point, it's more about what can I do, not what can it sound like. And so I'm like, I had a
Ah,
stupid
you
chord.
said it perfect. I know a lot of people who are like that. I used to be a lot more like that. I'm still okay. I'm lying. I'm in the process of learning how to be more about what it sounds like than what I can do. It's a
Yeah,
process.
yeah. You got to. There's a breakthrough. You got to get past something because I finally. I'm like, okay, I don't care if I got to punch in eights and eights or even fours and fours and fours and fours, then I'll do it as long as everything sounds cohesive and it sounds good. If it sounds better that way, I'll do it. And so yeah, we get there, and we recorded a song on my first album, still on the Father Time, the present album, because I did a dual album when I first started. So I'm real stubborn. Whenever I get into something, I really like hone in and focus on it. So I made 23 tracks in 3 months when I first started.
23 tracks in 3 months. Was it out with your boy?
No, I did it at a few different studios. One, I got another buddy that I've known that he's DJ'd our party since he's like 14. He's a really good producer. He does a lot of my beats. They call him Trackzilla or DJ A Track. Yeah, so he has a cool little studio over there. So I recorded a few songs over there, and then but I recorded them almost every single one over there at that Moneyside studio with my buddy Trouble Oak. So I did those, and then from there I branched out and got a few different beats from different people here and there. But to me, my whole kind of journey of this sort is
So
I always want to.
how do you get the beats? Like, how do you meet these people? Do you just know them, or do you like reach out over the internet, or like how do you actually get to that part?
And it's kind of the same thing with fighting. I met a lot of people, networked, and met a lot of people through the fighting game. Music has been the same way. I've met some people that I would never do business with, and I definitely wouldn't want to be friends with because there's a lot of assholes in this game. But
Mm.
there's a lot of people that are really genuine, and it's cool meeting the people that have the same love for music as you. So I like some of these guys I met them friends of friends. Like I've got a guy who's done 8 or 9 beats for me now. Endless Misfit. I barely met him in person. I performed in Lubbock on Saturday, and that was the first. We've been working together for over a year, and that's the first time I met him in person. He came out to support and watch me at a show in Lubbock because that's where he lives at. And so we met in person there, and I mean he's a cool dude. So we've always worked together, and we're actually doing a song together now too on one of
Very
his albums.
plus. All right,
We
so
met him. And one of the other guys that went to the gathering with us, DJ Foulmouth, he makes beats too. So he's got a couple beats, some groovy kind of West Coast type of thing. So I've got some from him, a lot of them from Trouble Oak. One of his friends, who's a bit actually living in Odessa now, a guy named Smoke to the Ceiling Beats, Nick Stevenson. I never met this guy, and he'd made 13 beats for me. And first time I met him was helping him. I went and picked up a couch for him because he didn't, his truck wasn't working. He didn't have a truck, so I went and picked up a couch and took it an hour away to where he lives. Then we hung out and talked more. But we've done a lot of business. He's done a lot of some of it mix and mastering, cover arts for the Trials and Tribulations stuff. He did that whole project, the beats, the cover art, the mixing and mastering, and he did a lot of my first beats on that first album too. He's a friend of Trouble Load. Yeah, and then I've met some people along the way from there in different states from that Bring the Bars group. Like they got Genesis. We've done. I think we got 4 or 5, 6 beats from him that I'm working on some new projects. But mostly, I just try to keep it like either friends or friends of friends, people local, like West Texas, Southeast New Mexico. I do a lot of my collabs there to kind of help network for, like together because I mean, there's a lot of dope artists around there.
Mm.
Just to kind of expose them to different crowds of people that I know. And
So as you're coming into this in COVID, then is the internet basically the main way you're networking at this point?
yeah, networking and word of mouth because I mean that's the first video that I did was the third song I recorded, Rolling Around, and I actually made it 2 songs into one video. There's another one with that guy Lonely that I was talking about, Greenhouse. Yeah, it's called Watch Your Step, and we made it in. It's like 2 similar but completely different concepts, and we made it into one video. And so that we actually recorded that during COVID over there, and then it goes on the internet, and everyone wants to watch it because I mean, people who know me as Justin the wrestler, Justin the football player,
Mm.
Justin the guy that rides motorcycles, or Justin the guy from school, or I mean, they know me as a bunch of different things. Like, what the hell is going on? This guy's rapping. So, I mean, and that one I think had 31, 3,200 views on YouTube, and most of them, I mean, 1,800, something like that. But it's kind of the shock factor. They're like, "What's going on? This guy's rapping. What the hell is this?" So it's cool. I mean, it's like an interesting way to get a whole different brand, I guess.
So basically, you've been running that, so you can't really perform because or can you? I don't really know. You're in the part of the states where fucking shit's weird. I don't know if you can perform or not throughout COVID. Um, but how did you end up finding Bring the Bars?
It was kind of the same way. I mean, I think it was after I made my first double album, that Father Time, Past and Present. Did the present as like a more feel good times. Past is more kind of like back, more aggressive, kind of stupid stuff, whatever. But I was promoting those 2 albums on like just some different networking sites and stuff for artists and listeners and things of the sort. And I ran into Sean on there, and this was, I guess, when he was first starting Bring the Bars. So we met, talked to each other in there because most of the time people just spam links, drop a link, and fucking disappear. Or they click on it just to click on it, and then don't listen to shit on your music. And me, I'm not like that. I mean, if I'm gonna listen, if I tell you I'm gonna listen to it, I'm gonna listen to the whole thing, and I'm gonna digest it a little bit. So I don't know. It's just a lot of disgenuine people just, I mean, basically wanting you to do something for them, but nothing back. So me and Sean ran into each other that way, and like, hey, you're a lot. I mean, like-minded like me. Hey, you're working on music. You're grinding. You're trying to get your music out there. You're trying to do it right. So I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, hey, well, I'm starting this. I got this group, Bring the Bars. So, and then I went and joined it and checked it out. That's when JP the Pompafillion, we've done a couple songs together. He was on the first podcast. I listened to him, and then Siren Sarisi on one of the next ones, and then Mally Music, and all 3 of us have done collabs together now. And that guy Mally, I was actually working up there in California on this pipeline job, remediation thing. We were up there, and he was like, hey, are you in Fairfield? Close to Fairfield? Because I was in Walnut Creek. I said, yeah, I'm in Walnut Creek. He said, it's 30 minutes away from me. I said, well, I brought my studio equipment. He said, get a spot. He said, I'll get a hotel over here, and we'll record a few tracks on the spot. So we ended up doing that.
Is that the one that's working with Jumping Joe, the rapper?
Yeah, Mally, him and Joe, I think, are doing another album together.
Yes, that's such a small world.
Yeah.